you're a dog or cat owner, today's video is for you. Especially if you feed your pets fresh dog food. This has a refrigerated shelf life of about 4 months and probably a year or so in the freezer. Let's go check out the shelf life of the kibble dry dog food. I just found a random one and it's good for about a year. This other brand also good for about a year. Now, why am I talking about pet food? Have you thought about what you would do if you were in some type of crisis or emergency and couldn't get to the store to buy dog food? Or your power ran out and your refrigerated dog food goes bad. I know exactly what I would do. I'm gonna go back to my kitchen and show you what I am cooking up today for my freeze dryer. We can't forget our pets. They're part of the family. If we're preserving food for ourselves, we need to preserve food for our pets too. So as you can see, I just hit it hard with cleaning all of my freeze drying supplies. That's the one worst part of freeze drying, is cleaning all of the trays and liners and all of that. And my lovely husband usually does it for me because he's wonderful. I have 2 sets of trays, so I sometimes get behind on cleaning because if one set's dirty, I just use my other set. So I've got our Costco Fresh Pet dog food. My neighbor's cute dogs eat ½ a pound of Fresh Pet per meal and they eat twice a day. These tubes are 1½ pounds, so they're essentially eating 2/3 of one of these tubes a day. Before I get our dog food prepped, I want to get my freeze dryer cooling down. Going into customize. I'm not pre-freezing. I'm gonna do an extra hour of freeze time. I'm good with the rest of my settings. I'm gonna hit save and start. Here's a little teaser. I have officially named my freeze dryer, but I can't tell you what it is until the sticker I ordered comes in the mail, because this baby's getting a new name and it's gonna be epic. So hopefully in my next video, I'll unveil the name of my baby. I am going to just cut these first into 1/3 pieces. I want to just have this in individual serving sizes for them, just so that it's easier to figure out how much food to give the dog. And then I'm just going to take each chunk and cut it up into small little pieces, just so that it will be easy to rehydrate after it is freeze dried, and it'll be easier on the freeze dryer if it's cut up into small little pieces. I'm running out of room on my cutting board, so I'm just gonna get the first batch loaded onto 2 trays. Oh, without making a humongous mess. Now, you all know I love using my tray lids to stack my trays up to take them down to my basement in one easy load. But I just washed those and I don't want to get them dirty with dog food residue, so I'm just going to take multiple trips today and not be quite as lazy. My last 2 trays are ready for the freeze dryer. Now, obviously, I could have fit more on these trays. This is just what my neighbor had for us to freeze dry, but you could definitely fit more. Because I got this pre-freezing ahead of time, it is ready to go. I just gotta close my drain valve, and then we can load them up. These are ready to rock and roll. I will let you know how long they take to freeze dry. I didn't do any pre-freezing. When it's like smaller pieces of food, I don't usually pre-freeze just because I don't plan ahead of time so much. I like to just throw it in and get it done. But definitely things that are liquid, I always pre-freeze. I am also opening my window down here. Yes, it is chilly, but the dog food smell is gonna start smelling in here. when you freeze dry like pungent foods, be prepared for it to smell a little bit. That's why I love that my freeze dryer is in my basement and in a separate room so that it doesn't permeate the entire house. I will meet you here tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, when this is done, and I will show you how I'm gonna package everything up, and then we gotta do a taste test on the fluffies. I'm ready to pull my food out of the freeze dryer. It has been freeze drying for almost 27 hours. My machine sensed that it was done at the 20-hour mark, but we've had a crazy long day already, and so I just increased my time until I could get here, and so, I mean, it's gotta be done. Here is how we are looking. Like, here is a piece. It can just break right in half, crumble down to a powder. This is perfect. And are we ready for a taste test? Did I trick you? What is great about freeze drying this dog food is that this can be used as just a dog treat in its dried form. We're gonna see if the dogs like it dried, and then we're gonna rehydrate it. I'm not a dog expert. I think you could technically feed your dog a full meal of this freeze dried, but you would want to offer them lots of water with it because it is just dry. Obviously, all their moisture has been removed. So I don't know, I think it's better as just individual dog treats, and then when you wanna feed your dog, and obviously if your dog is used to the wet food, which is why we did this for the wet food dog feeders. So you're just gonna add water to it and see how it reconstitutes. My game plan for packaging is I'm gonna see if I would love to get these in 1 serving pouches, and if they fit in this little bag, I will be thrilled. If not, we're gonna have to go to plan B. I was able to squish it in there. I'm gonna toss in an oxygen absorber and see if I can get this heat sealed shut. We might be okay. This totally worked, so I'm gonna do 4 meals in these little pouches that my neighbor is gonna just put into her food storage. She's kind of gone down the prepper rabbit hole like I have, and she's trying to get a stockpile of shelf-stable food for emergency situations, and she does not want to forget about her pups. So she's gonna have 4 meals for her pups, and then we are gonna put 2 meals into mason jars for us to bring to the puppies for dinner tonight and see if they like it, if they could tell a difference from the freeze-dried versus their regular food. This will be fun to see. In other exciting news, I got my electric handheld chargeable jar sealer. Got this off of Amazon. I will have it linked in the video description below. I mean, if it seems like it works good. What I like is you can use this on regular mouth jars and wide mouth jars. This is the setting for regular mouth. If you want the wide mouth, which is what I'm gonna use, you have to switch it to unlock. This piece comes out, and now you have the wide mouth setting. So you put your lid on. We then slide this over the top as far down as it can go. I'm gonna set it on my table here, and then you push the power button. Okay, it's already going, and the instructions say to vacuum seal for at least 40 seconds. So I'll probably let it go for 1 minute just to be safe. So it'll just go as long as you let it go. It's at 60 seconds, so I'm gonna hit off. It releases the pressure, and I can pull it off, and we will see if our lid seems secure. It feels very tight. All right, I think it worked. Cool. Just as a reminder, this is not a substitute for pressure canning. You cannot put like soups and, you know, fresh food in these, use this sealer and think it's gonna be preserved. This is only to remove air from dried foods to help it last longer on your shelf. And you can throw in oxygen absorbers in here also to help ensure that your food stays nice and fresh and dry. But if it's something that you're gonna be using, you know, in the next like month or two, then I usually just vacuum seal it. But if it's something I want to have long-term, I'll throw oxygen absorbers in there. We're gonna feed this to the dogs tonight, so we don't need the absorbers. So tonight I'm able to give my neighbor 4 bags of dog food and then their dinner for tonight. I will bring you along with us and we will see how the dogs actually like it. I will say I recommend this little gadget. I think this is gonna be so much nicer than hauling out my food saver every time I want to vacuum seal a jar. It is so sunny outside today, which it hasn't been this way in a while, so I think I am going to gather up my kids and we're gonna go on a hike to a waterfall. I will definitely bring you guys along and show you some of the beautiful scenery before everything is covered in ice and snow. We've made it here to the trailhead at Barbara Falls and it's already so beautiful. We start by going down here and the waterfall is that way. Okay, and about 10 minutes later, we made it. Are you ready? This is actually one of my favorite places in Alaska. I don't know if you can hear me, but in the winter time, you can still take the same trail that we took, and it's pretty compacted because it's a pretty popular place to go even in the winter. And the waterfall is completely frozen. It is like the coolest thing ever. So I will definitely have to bring you guys back here this winter. Well, that was fun. Let's get home and we'll go feed those doggies and see if they like our freeze-dried dog food. Okay, we're on our way to go feed the doggies. We got a long walk. Mom. Right next door. Okay, so this is Strudel and Sven, and Wesley's gonna see if they like the dried dog treat. Put your hand flat. Oh, she's thinking about it. Did she take it? Okay, give one to Sven. She got it. Give one to Sven. Don't let Strudel get it. Okay, Audrey is gonna fill up our water. We're thinking halfway. And then we're gonna stir it and then let it sit for 10 minutes. Is that your dinner? I know, I'm so sorry you have to wait. The hardest part is waiting. But you're being so good. Yes, you are. Oh. Do you smell the food? It's almost ready. All right, let's see how this reconstituted. The doggies are definitely ready to eat. There's a little extra water, but they'll just slurp that up. It'll be fine. Perfect. Dog food water. Yum.
That sounds delectable. Delicious.
All right, here's the real test. Let's see if they notice the difference. Is that a little weird? They seem to be doing just fine.
I think Strudel likes it. Strudel will like anything.
Wesley, you might want to give them some space. Strudel, you did great. Give the camera a thumbs up. Sven's taking a little bit longer to eat, but he's still eating it. All right, it's official. The dogs liked the food. Freeze-dried dog food is a thing. It works. And you can keep it in your pepper stash for, you know, in case of an emergency. Your sweet puppies can still be fed. If you enjoyed today's video and are interested in seeing other things that you can do with your freeze dryer for your pets, I will tag a video here where I made some delicious dog treats that were next level amazing. And remember, when you freeze dry today, you secure your tomorrow. If you want to learn more about freeze dryers, check the link in my video description below. I will catch you all on the next video. Bye.